Oh, not again! Let's begin. The article says that households are set to pay £170 green energy levy again from next month. Rishi Sunak faces a furious backlash as it emerged that extra whack will go on to bills again as the government's energy support falls away. Bills will still fall by around £500 per year from July as the cost of energy gets cheaper, the government says. But the cost of the levies will go from the government coughing it up back to the bill payers. It was paused though by Liz Truss last year as part of her huge £70 billion energy bill bailout, when she announced that an energy price cap would help hard up households. Ministers will temporarily stop paying for energy bill help as prices will fall below it, though it could come back later this year though. But now the price cap is set to fall, the levies will return to bills costing around £170 out of the average £2,000 bill. The extra cash goes towards renewable green products and helping lower paid Brits get energy help. Treasury Minister John Glenn admitted that they were eyeing up the move. Mr Glenn told Sky News, "We are making assessments all the time of how we can deal with the challenges of supply across the UK and different input costs. I can't confirm those this morning, but we are looking carefully at everything." But last night, Tories called on ministers to continue to waive their fees to help hard-pressed families. And ex-business secretary Jacob Rees-Mogg said any new or reimposed charge ought to be announced to Parliament first and not slip through slyly. Well, here we go again, the P taken off the government returns, doesn't it? I mean, why should we be forced to pay a fee that we might actually want to pay? It is green levies at the end of the day. And yes, whilst of course it is good to apparently be environmentally friendly, people shouldn't have to be forced to do that if they choose not to, especially in the middle of a cost of living crisis. I mean, what are they thinking? Oh, your bills are going down so you can afford it now. But I'm sorry, it just doesn't work that way. If our bills are going down, it means we've got a little bit of cash freed up to pay on our other bills that obviously have gone up as well. And they need to get that into their head. Not everyone is on the 80-odd £1,000 salaries that the MPs are on. And don't even get me started on the amount of profits that energy companies have been making. And not just recently, of course, but over the last few years. But no doubt this is part of their green agenda with the 2030 ban on petrol and diesel cars, or new ones being produced. And obviously I know 2035 is the ban of apparently hybrids, but either way, we are just being pushed forward to this green agenda, aren't we? No matter how much it seems to be costing us. I mean, who knows how long it will be before we're all forced to have a heat pump introduced in our house within a certain time frame. But hopefully that won't happen, but just make me wonder, doesn't it? Then of course you got ULEZ, haven't you? Well, those poor people around London having to cough up to £12.50 a day soon just to go to their place of work. When let's face it, in a few years' time, when the majority of people have got electric cars and therefore not producing any harmful pollution from petrol or diesel, then what are they going to do then? Because let's face it, that's the whole point around ULEZ, isn't it? I personally think the 5% green levy should be optional for all the eco-idiots out there who actually want to pay it or can afford to pay it, while the rest of us actually use the money on what we need to. And the same goes with the TV licence actually. That in my view is a very outdated fee, yet we're still being forced to pay it after what seems nearly 100 years. Not that I am 100 years of course, I'm in my early 20s, okay, probably a bit older than that, but either way, whilst hopefully soon the TV licence fee will get knocked on the head, they also need to knock this fee on the head as well, because that was one of the benefits of Brexit, that we can decide how much our own VAT is going to be, how much tax is going to be, and of course, how much green levies are going to be. And admittedly, of course, whilst we have done a few things since our Brexit freedom, such as make new deals with other countries, although apart from that, we don't really seem to be diversion too much at all, do we? No, that of course, that is because of Rishi-Washi, who in my opinion is certainly not a Brexiteer at all. Anyway, I'll be back in a bit, so make sure you click that subscribe button down there so you don't miss my next video. I'll see you in the next one.